Hello, hello, hello. I am Viv with Art to Viv. Welcome. And today we're going to do a sunlit forest deer with watercolor just in time for Father's Day. It'll make a cute little Father's Day card. Now I already drew the deer, put a little bit of masking fluid over him, and now I'm just wetting the background. At Art with Viv, you can find me there on almost all my social media. So go check me out. Now, once I get this background wet, I'm adding a little bit of blue for the sky. I want that blue to be really watery and pale. I don't want it to be really a strong blue. Then I'm taking some green and I'm dropping that in all while that background is still wet. I think this green might be a little pale. I think it needs to be just a tad bit darker. And as I go down, I want to make the green a little bit darker as we get towards the forest floor, because as you know, when you're standing in a forest and you're kind of looking into the forest at eye level, it's darker near your eye level and it goes lighter to the top because of course the sun is shining on the top of the trees. So that's what we're going for. So right near the ground level, right near the horizon line, I'm just adding some really dark blue green into that wet mix. And I'm not even being careful about it. I'm just dumping it in there. I'm going to let that water work it out and it'll be fine. I'm not even worried. So this is just an experiment, but when I did it, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. I think that, somebody could learn something from this if they tried it out. So here it is on my YouTube. Now I've got a damp brush here, a damp dry brush, and I'm just going straight across while it's still wet and picking up some of that pigment and paint. My brush is not doing a good job like I want it to, so I'm just taking some tissue and dabbing up some of that excess water and pigment. Now I'm going to go back over it with my brush to clean that up, pick up a little bit more of the color and the water so it looks, more like sunbeams going through the sky. Now I let that dry completely, and once that background is dry, then you go and you can start painting some thin trees in the background. You want them smaller and sort of palish, bluish gray, or whatever color you want to make them. You don't have to make them the same color. But the reason you're making them small and paler is because that gives the illusion that they are in the distance. And once you get those in there the way that you want to, I just put random lines. They don't have to be straight. It's fine. Trees are really not stick straight. They curve and they have some bends and branches here and there. So don't worry about that. Now I'm taking my sort of a yellow green color, really bright, and I'm just doing the forest floor with it. And as you see, I'm just sort of tapping my brush and making sort of shaggy brush strokes. While it's still wet, I'm adding a little bit of that darker green here and there just to give it some contrast. You don't want it to be all one, tone or one value. You want to have some really lights, some really dark, some mid-tones and some half-tones. So we're going to add some of that in there. Now my background is still dry completely, so I am going to make some trees that are closer to us, closer to the viewer's eye. So they're going to be fatter and thicker and darker, and that gives them the illusion of being closer to us. Notice how I'm also lifting out some of the paint where those sunbeams sort of go across the tree, so that gives the illusion that the sunbeams are shining across that tree. And I'm just putting trees in random spots. I didn't pre-draw out the trees or anything, so I'm just randomly putting them in there, and you can put them where you want to. I'm going to put sort of a dark, thick tree behind this deer because we all know deer are shy, and he's not going to be standing out there wide in the open. He's going to be having a little bit of cover. He's going to stand near a tree or near a bush or something just to give himself some cover. So I'll just put a tree behind him. And I'm trying to make sure that my trees go all the way up to the top of the paper, right where the tape is. And I am lifting out some of the color where I want the highlights and where it looks like the light is just shining across. And I'm fixing some of these trees in the back because some of them, well, they didn't go all the way to the forest floor. And that is one thing I have never seen, is a tree float above the forest floor and grow. So we have to have some roots on them. We have to have them at least get to the forest floor to make some roots. So now I'm just adding some more trees that are close up. You let that dry completely, and then I'm just removing the masking fluid from the deer with a rubber cement pickup, and some of that masking fluid got onto the background, so I'm just touching up the background so that my deer doesn't look like it has 3 ears. Now, if you're interested in joining the Sweet Art Squad, I'll link that below. It's only $5 a month, and you'll get every Monday's video. You'll get the outline drawing, the supply list, along with tips on how to paint it. It's a really good deal, less than a coffee. So I'll link that below in case you're interested. So now what I'm doing is I've got my little trusty dusty scrub brush, and I am lifting up some of that paint so that it has an even lighter color. And it really makes it look like those sunbeams are just making puddles of light on the forest floor. So you've got these little light puddles. And it really gives it a lot of pizzazz and a lot of interest. So what I'm doing is I'm wetting my brush, then I've lifted up, scrubbed some areas, lifted that pigment out of the paper, and then I'm taking a paper towel and just dabbing up the excess water and the excess pigment. So now we have some little light patches. So now we're going to go really dark, because anything looks better when you have a lot of contrast. Well, not anything, but in this particular painting, we want some contrast. We want some really light lights, some really dark darks. We want a range of mid-tones and half-tones and all kinds of tones. We want it to be a really dynamic piece of shading. Like, we don't want it all to be one tone. So that's what, especially since we're pretty much just using green and blue for this composition. We're not really getting into a lot of different colors. So we want to amp up that contrast by using really light lights and really dark darks. So that's how we're going to make the contrast instead of with color, since we're using pretty much the same color almost in the whole thing. The deer's not going to be green though, so never fear. We're not going to have a green deer. So I'm just adding more foliage here and there. And I'm just making like little marks. I'm not doing anything, anything precise. And now I'm just doing some blotches for the trees, the tree foliage and the tree branches. And I'm just randomly putting that in there. And some of it is going to dry really light, so it'll look like it's further in the back. And then when I want to make it look a little closer to the viewer, a little closer up, then I'm going to darken that green and make it a really dark green. And that's going to make it look like it is, closer to the viewer's eye, closer to you. But as you see, again, I am just making marks with my brush. I am not doing anything precise or specific. I'm just making marks and dots. I'm making sure that I leave a little bit of that background shining through. I'm not making solid shapes. I'm making tiny shapes that are sort of clustered and grouped together and letting that background shine through. Now I'm going to put a little bit of dark, sort of like a little bush over here behind this tree, this deer, and I'll put some more foliage here and there. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just putting foliage out there. I'm not even getting stressed about it. This is really just a fun little easy painting, and it's a nice practice painting. But again, it can really make a cute card, Father's Day card, or just a card for anybody that likes the outdoors, maybe likes to hunt. I don't know. I'm not much of a hunter, but I do love the outdoors, and I would love this card, but I like deer. So now I'm just doing sort of a dark bush here in the middle of the forest. I don't know what possessed me, but we're just going to do a little dark bush here, and I'm just doing bunches of dots all on top of each other, and gonna bring some of that darkness into the foreground so that we'll have a little bit of unity. You want to spread that around so that your eye flows through the painting. It goes from one really dark splotch to the next until you get back to that deer, because our deer is really the center of interest, and we have it framed by those 2 sunbeams. We have it framed by some really dark bark on the tree trunk behind it. So it's going to stand out. Plus we're going to make it brown, so it'll be the only thing in the picture that is not green. So that will make sure that it is the focal point. And your focal point really needs to be the star, and everything else needs to be supporting actors when you paint. That's what you need to think about. How are you going to make your star stand out from the rest of the supporting characters? And the way that I did that is I'm going to make him a different color. Everything else is green. I've got him positioned between two of the most prominent sunbeams, plus I've got a really dark tree right behind him. So that is going to add a lot of contrast and bring your eye right to him. It should anyway. That's my plan. Sometimes my plans don't work, but that's my plan. So I'm just adding a few more really dark branches here. And again, no rhyme or reason. I'm just putting them where I think they'll look good. I'm not really, I'm just putting them where I think they'll look good. Just put it like that. And I'm making sure that I'm not making them too dense. I'm letting the background shine through. Letting it just be like a cluster of brush marks. And it looks like, to me, it looks like foliage. I'm not trying to draw each individual or paint each individual leaf. I'm just making marks. And letting the viewer's eye fill in the rest. Letting their brain, your brain is magic, and your brain will say, oh, those are leaves, even though they don't look the least bit like a leaf. But your brain, being the magic being that it is, will look at that and say, oh, cool, leaves. And all I did was put some dots on the paper. So you don't have to get too caught up in realism. Your brain will do a lot of the work for you. Or the viewer's brain, we can put it like that. The viewer's brain will fill in the spaces. You give the suggestion, the brain will run with it. I'm suggesting leaves, the brain's running with it. So now across the back of this deer, I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter brown. Under his chin and neck, I'm doing a darker brown. And I'm going to leave his chest a little bit white. Underneath, I am doing a little bit darker on that leg that is on the opposite side. I want that leg to be darker because, of course, it's going to be shadowed by his body. So it will be darker, and so will that front leg that is to the back side of the deer. It'll be darker too. And I'm just going to paint in some lines for his antlers. I'm leaving some white so that, it'll have some contrast and some highlights. Now I'm putting that really pale brown right across his back and around his tummy and down his legs. And I'm just blending that. Now I've switched to a tiny number 2 brush, but it has got a really fine point on it. And I really like this brush for details. So I'm just adding more browns. I'm building up the color, trying to get some shadows in there, painting his little face, painting the edges of his ears. I want to try to leave the inside of his ears a little bit paler white, put a little eyeball on him and his nose. So we let him dry, and we're going to come back in again with another layer. He's dry. Everything is completely dry. Darkening up those legs on the other side of him where they're in shadow, darkening up under his chin, making a darker eye because my eye just sort of faded out on me. Don't know what happened. Well, as watercolors dry, sometimes they dry a lot lighter than you think they're going to, so I had to darken up his eye, and now I am darkening up around his shoulders, but I want to leave across his back as light as possible because that sun is kind of glinting on his back a little bit at the very tip top. So we want the back part of him to stay a little bit lighter. And I'm just blending all that together while it's all still wet. I'm taking my scrub brush because I want it to be a little bit lighter, and I'm dabbing that up. And now I'm coming in with even darker brown and darkening up some of his areas around his tummy down to his shoulder, and just trying to give him a little bit of form. Now, he doesn't have to be perfect. He is so tiny. I don't expect you to do a perfect deer. And like I said, if you suggest it with your brush, the viewer's brain will fill in the rest. So you just give it a suggestion and the brain will run with it. Now I'm taking a little white gouache and I'm putting it on his underside of his tummy. It's mixing with the brown on the underside of his tummy, so it's not pure white, which I like because under his tummy would be in shadow. It would not be pure white. I'm adding a little bit of white around his eye, a little bit of white down his chest and neck, and right in the center of his ears. That's where I'm putting all that white gouache, and just sort of add a little bit of darker color to right across his hips. Now I'm coming again with another coat of that white gouache because it's sort of melted into the background. So and I want it to be, it doesn't have to be snow white, but it needs to be lighter. So now I'm adding a little bit more of a darker color into those antlers so that they look like they have shadows. I'm darkening up his eye again because sometimes you have to do that. And there you go. You have the perfect little Father's Day card. Just if you want more information, go to artwithviv.com. I have all kinds of, I have a free course there you can go get. I have all kinds of stuff on my blog. So I'd love it if you check me out. Now, thanks for watching. Share this with a friend if you think they're artistic and might get something out of it. Don't forget to hit like and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. See you soon.